Have you ever wondered if the ocean has a soundtrack? Well, it does, and it's absolutely buzzing with noise. It's not just the whales and dolphins making all the racket. For years, we've known that fish have their own language of clicks, grunts, pops, and growls. It's a proper underwater orchestra down there, a symphony of communication that's been playing long before we ever dipped a microphone into the water. These sounds are how fish talk to each other. They use them to find a mate, to warn others of danger, or to defend their patch of the reef from rivals. It's a secret world of conversation, and we're only just beginning to tune in and listen. The big challenge for scientists and for explorers like me has always been figuring out who is making what sound. Imagine being in a crowded room with your eyes closed, trying to guess who is speaking just by the sound of their voice. Now, imagine that room is a massive coral reef filled with thousands of different fish all chattering away at once. It's an incredibly difficult puzzle to solve. For a long time we could hear the sounds, but linking a specific grunt or pop to a specific fish was almost impossible. It was like hearing a ghost in the machine, a disembodied voice in the vast blue. To truly understand this underwater world, we need to become detectives. We need to match the sound to the suspect. Is that deep grunting noise coming from a grouper hiding in a cave? Is that high-pitched clicking sound a tiny damselfish warning its neighbors? Without knowing who is talking, we can't understand what they're saying or why it's important. This mystery has been a major roadblock in our quest to understand the complex social lives of fish and the health of their homes. Knowing which fish makes which sound is the key that unlocks a whole new level of understanding about life beneath the waves. Think of it like this. Every species has its own unique vocal signature, a bit like a fingerprint made of sound. By identifying these sound prints, we can start to build a library of fish calls. This library would be an incredible tool. It would allow us to survey an entire reef just by listening to it. We could tell which species are present, how many there are, and even what they're doing, all without having to see a single one. It's a massive step forward in marine biology, turning us from simple observers into expert eavesdroppers on the ocean's biggest secrets. So, how do we solve this epic underwater mystery? We need a seriously clever piece of kit. Enter the UPAC 360. This isn't just any old microphone, it's a state-of-the-art underwater listening post. The name stands for Underwater Panoramic Acoustic Camera, and the 360 tells you its superpower. It records sound from every single direction at once. It's like having ears all around your head. This bit of tech is a complete game changer because it allows scientists to pinpoint exactly where a sound is coming from on the reef. No more guessing games. This tool points right to the source. But here's the really brilliant part. The UPAC 360 doesn't just record sound, it also records video at the same time. It has 4 cameras that give a full panoramic view of everything happening around it. This means that when a fish makes a noise, the device not only captures the sound, but also catches the culprit in the act on camera. Scientists can then sync the audio and video, and for the first time they can say with certainty that specific pop came from that specific parrotfish. This amazing tool can be left on the seabed for long periods, recording day and night, gathering huge amounts of data. This combination of sound and video is what makes the UPAC 360 so powerful. Before, scientists might have had to catch a fish and put it in a tank to try and record its sounds, which isn't natural at all. The fish would be stressed and might not make any noise. But the UPAC 360 allows us to spy on fish in their natural habitat, behaving completely normally. We get to see and hear them as they really are, going about their daily lives. It's like having a hidden camera and microphone on the world's most exciting nature documentary set. Using this fantastic tool, scientists have already made some incredible discoveries. They've identified sounds from fish that we never even knew made noise. They've added dozens of new species to the library of known fish sounds. For example, they've managed to record the unique sounds of different types of damselfish, which all look quite similar but have distinct calls. This helps us understand the sheer diversity of communication happening on the reef. Every new sound we match to a fish is another piece of the puzzle solved, bringing the picture of life on the reef into clearer focus. So why does all this matter? Why do we care about which fish is making which grunt or pop? Well, a healthy coral reef is a noisy place. It's full of the sounds of fish eating, courting, and defending their territories. A quiet reef, on the other hand, is often a sign of trouble. By listening to the reef's choir, we can get a quick and accurate checkup on its health. If the sounds start to fade, or if certain calls disappear altogether, it could mean that the reef is sick or that certain species are leaving. It's like a doctor listening to a patient's heartbeat. The UPAC 360 and tools like it are becoming vital for conservation. Coral reefs around the world are facing serious threats from climate change, pollution, and overfishing. Monitoring these precious environments is a huge task. Flying a drone over a reef can tell you if the coral is bleached, but it can't tell you much about the animals living there. By dropping a hydrophone into the water, scientists can build a complete soundscape of the area. This soundscape provides a rich, detailed picture of the biodiversity, the variety of life that is present on that reef at that moment. Think of a bustling city versus a ghost town. The sound tells you everything. A healthy reef is like a bustling city, full of the sounds of life and activity. Scientists have found that the soundscapes of healthy reefs are more complex and louder than those of degraded reefs. In fact, they've even discovered that young fish and coral larvae use these sounds to find their way home. They listen for the noisy reef to find a good place to live. So, a quiet reef struggles to attract new life, creating a vicious cycle of decline. This technique, called ecoacoustics, is revolutionizing how we protect our oceans. Instead of relying solely on difficult and time-consuming visual surveys where divers have to count fish one by one, we can now get a huge amount of information just by listening. We can monitor large areas of the ocean more frequently and at a lower cost. This allows us to spot problems early and take action to protect these vital ecosystems before it's too late. Listening to the fish is giving us the power to become better guardians of their underwater homes. Coral reefs are not just beautiful underwater gardens, they are absolutely essential for the health of our planet and for us. They are like the rainforests of the sea, packed with an incredible diversity of life. Although they cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, they support about a quarter of all marine species. From the tiniest shrimp to massive sharks, countless creatures depend on healthy reefs for food, shelter, and as a place to raise their young. The complex structure of the coral provides endless nooks and crannies for animals to hide from predators. And it's not just marine animals that need reefs. Millions of people around the world depend on them too. They provide a critical source of food for coastal communities. They also protect coastlines from storms and erosion by acting as a natural barrier that breaks the power of the waves. On top of that, they support huge tourism economies, with people traveling from all over the globe to dive and snorkel in these spectacular environments. When a coral reef dies, the fish disappear, the coastlines are left vulnerable, and people lose their livelihoods. This is where our mission to listen to fish becomes so important. By understanding the sounds of a healthy reef, we have a powerful new tool to help us protect and even restore them. Scientists are exploring ways to use sound to help damaged reefs recover. They're experimenting with playing the sounds of a healthy reef on underwater speakers in degraded areas. The hope is that these sounds will attract young fish and other creatures back to the area, kickstarting the recovery process. It's a fascinating idea, using the reef's own soundtrack to bring it back to life. Ultimately, every click, pop, and grunt we decipher is a step towards securing a future for our oceans. By tuning into the secret conversations of fish, we are learning to read the vital signs of the planet's most important ecosystems. This knowledge empowers us to act as better custodians of the natural world. It connects us more deeply to the incredible, complex, and fragile life that thrives beneath the waves. Protecting the reefs isn't just about saving fish, it's about safeguarding the health of our oceans and supporting all life on Earth, including our own.